The media in this country, as we all know, has a very clear agenda and works in unison with the Democrat Party. Stories like the Waukesha tragedy, the parade attack, stand in the way of so many of their narratives. First off, they never like to cover minorities committing crime. You know this from watching local news. They never like to point out racism and hate unless it's coming from a white person. And they really don't like stories that indicate the country needs harsher penalties and stricter laws. This parade tragedy does all three of those things, and so the media has already begun marginalizing that story. The same people who talked about Kyle Rittenhouse for over a year. The parade story is dramatically worse, of course, and the coverage will be over effectively by tomorrow. The death toll in Waukesha, it now stands at 6. 8-year-old Jackson Sparks dying yesterday from his injuries. An adorable little kid, and a terrible story, missing his front teeth in that picture. Career criminal Darrell Brooks is charged with 5 counts of intentional homicide. It's soon to be 6. He's the proud owner of a rap sheet full of violent offenses going back 22 years. Looking back through Brooks' social media history makes for very interesting reading. This lousy, wannabe, loser, amateur rapper who went by the stage name Math Boy Fly, Brooks had shared a series of links and memes relating to race and white privilege in June 2020 when the protests erupted over the death of George Floyd in a country where inner-city crime kills thousands of people a year with no media coverage or outrage at all. The Daily Mail sharing images of some of Brooks' posts. June 9th of last year, Brooks writing, "Learned and taught behavior. So when we start back knocking white people the F out, I don't want to hear it. The old white people too. Knock them the F out, period." Nice guy. In 2015, he also shared a meme titled "Hitler Knew Who the Real Jews Were," according to the Daily Mail, applauding Adolf Hitler and promoting the views of the black Hebrew Israelites. The post added that America had moved false white Jews into a state of Israel and that World War III would unfold when people learned that Hitler was right and did the world a favor by killing Jews. The media doesn't want to talk about any of this, of course. In his rap songs, Brooks reportedly bragged that he was a terrorist and a killer in the city. But all of this is being ignored tonight, by and large. You can see it, you can feel it. This story is dying on the vine. By yesterday, it was already off CNN's online homepage. Big shock. Now, the Rittenhouse case had nothing on this level of insanity. It's a kid with a gun defending himself. It was clear self-defense. Everybody knew it. 12 random people in Kenosha knew it. But to liberals, Rittenhouse running for his life and shooting people as they attacked him is somehow 1,000 times worse than a racist, black, psychopath career criminal mowing down a parade of people at a Christmas celebration. And we all know why. The media tries to hide the ugly truth from their viewers. It's really been something to watch. The typically vindictive and hateful cable news anchors and pundits go so soft on this story, even trying to call it an accident.
Whether it has anything to do with this accident last night and the killing of these people, others might be thinking of an attack like this somewhere in the world. It's called stochastic terrorism, meaning they get the idea, they see what happens, they see the media attention, and then they try and replicate that.
Accident. Would they call it that in another case? I don't know. On CBS, they're not doing much better, saying it was just a crash. Take a look.
We are also hearing from the uncle of one of the 18 children hurt in the crash on Sunday.
You see that? See how careful they are when they're talking about this suspect, this killer? A crash. Now, if it was a white supremacist into a BLM march, you think it'd be a crash? You think it'd be an accident? Do you think the coverage would be this mundane? No. They don't use euphemisms in those stories. Conservative commentator Stephen Miller tweeting this photo earlier today. This is a cover of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. This is the city that this terror attack happened in. Just a few days ago, there is not a single mention of the parade tragedy on the front page, as all of this news for days. Everything changes every day. He's in court. This happened. More charges. This and that. Victims identified. Victims' pictures. That's how media works. That's what we do. Not even on the front page. You know why. How long did the media crucify Kyle Rittenhouse? Do you hear any of these same people condemning this man's actions? Do you see anybody in the media that cried for the scumbags that Rittenhouse shot? Have they said anything about the victims that were killed at the parade attack? These little old ladies and a kid? No. But they're not fooling anybody, not even their own in this case. Do you know who Deborah Messing is? She's a very big actress in Hollywood. She is a huge liberal. And you got to give her points for this because she called out the media for downplaying the parade attack in a tweet, writing, "Dear mainstream media, a man intentionally drove his car through a parade, killing 6 and injuring more than 50 people. It was not an accident. Call it by its name, and it was a domestic terror attack. Don't minimize, please." Do you know how frickin' awful the coverage has got to be for a liberal actress with an agenda like her to do this? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how bad it's got to be for a liberal to call out her media that she cheers on every single day on her Twitter account. And cheers to her for doing it. Now, the other incredible fact to address is how on earth this horrible human being, this trash, was on the streets in the first place. For that, the blame largely rests with Milwaukee District Attorney John Chisholm. Since taking office in 2007, Chisholm has been advocating for lower bail for criminals like Brooks. In a 2007 interview with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, he was quoted saying, "Is there going to be an individual I divert or put into a treatment program who's going to go out and kill somebody? You bet. Guaranteed. It's guaranteed to happen." He went on to say it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it, because that's how much this guy really cares, and he wasn't wrong. On his website, he describes himself not as an idiot, which he is, but as a bold reformer with a track record of keeping our community safe. How hilarious is that? It feels so safe, doesn't it? Chisholm has taken credit for inspiring a wave of progressive prosecutors across the U.S. Way to go, Chisholm. And that is how a man runs a woman over intentionally with his car, gets out almost immediately on a $1,000 bond after he's committed 1 billion felonies in his life, and then goes out and does what we saw on Sunday. That's how it happened. The DA's office put out this statement shortly after the attack, saying the state's bail recommendation in this case was inappropriately low. Oh, no kidding. In light of the nature of the recent charges and the pending charges against Mr. Brooks. Now, you don't fault the whole office. They're operating underneath this idiot. They can't help it. They have to do stuff like this. It's him. He's the problem. The recall election for DA John Chisholm should be starting tonight. Let's hope there is one. And if you're in Wisconsin, please, by all means, start the effort. Get him out. Recall this man. Get this fool out of the way. Get him out of power immediately. End his career. Chisholm, learn to code, pal.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.